Hey guys, welcome back, and well, we got this one to do now. We got Alicia with a black box and Chiang Yang Min with disasters in Unit 4. I think we're now going to listen to Alicia's story first, all don't you? 2 PM. The 32nd floor of the Shenglong Corporation building. The woman's restroom. Pressed a button on my phone, timed the movement of her hands of my watch. Almost immediately I heard a muffled boom from the bottom of the building. The entire building shook slightly for a few seconds and made a subtle grinding sound. I heard latest instructions coming in from the building's security team leader on the radio, broadcast through their dedicated security channel. He wanted 2 guards on the top floor and the rest on the ground floor. I turned off the radio and walked out to a bathroom in a janitor's uniform. I blended into a crowd of panicking and confused salarymen. I ducked into the security stairwell and went up to the 33rd floor, the highest floor of the building, which was reserved exclusively for the chief executives of a corporation. I reached for a knife hidden on my waist. I planned to ambush 2 guards before they noticed me. However, there was no one in the hallway. I opened the door to a president's office. There was no one there either. I began to scour through the office. When I opened the closet, a body rolled out from inside. The door was kicked open. I took 2 steps back, then sprinted forward and burst through a window. I held onto a rope with my right hand and descended all the way to the ground from the building outside. A couple of people had seen me while I was dropping down, then uttered some admiring and terrifying gasps. Their attention was soon pulled away by the explosion from the top floor. The body in the closet had been my target tonight. The president of Shenglong Corporation, Liang Zhilong. Someone had gotten before I could. What I couldn't understand, though, was why a bomb was tied to his body. It was the kind of bomb that would detonate upon disturbance, or when the time ran out. It was much more powerful than one I had made. I could only think of one reason. The other assassin had known that someone else was after the same target, so it had been a prank. In fact, my mission tonight was more than just killing Liang. That was something else. I was supposed to retrieve a black metal box that he had. I had no idea what was inside the box, so it must have been something extremely important. However, I was afraid that the box had fallen into the hands of the other assassin too. Who could this person be? Had he known that Ray had also been looking for the same box? Was a prank specifically designed for me? Pain from my left arm interrupted my thought. Only then did I realise my left arm had been blown into pieces. My left palm had been completely disappeared. Well, that's not good. Lieutenant Kang was not here, and neither was Officer Min Yun, nor Officer Ji Yun. I was alone in the office working on the suspect's statements and feeling a little bit lonely. The lieutenant had told me to make him pay. Officer Ji Yun had said to me that Lieutenant Kang used to tamper with the amount of goods and money when dealing with smuggling cases, so the criminals would get a heavier sentence. This guy was already an accomplice to murder. How could I make the case worse? I didn't know what to do. I was scratching my head when my phone on the lieutenant's desk rang. It was an anonymous tip to a murder. However, Unit 4 usually handled cases related to gang violence and drugs. Why would we get a tip about murder? I wasn't sure how to deal with the situation, although I didn't have much of a hand to deal with right away. My heart of justice was beating with excitement. I grabbed my gun and walked out. I was about to take the stairs when I heard someone yelling loudly behind me. I turned around. Lieutenant Kim Yong-ho of Unit 3. Lieutenant Kim asked me where I was heading to a murder scene reported by an anonymous tip earlier. He said I should not go alone. He was coming along with me so we could look after each other. It seemed like a good idea. We got into a patrol car and started a siren. 2 minutes later we arrived at the apartment building and was seen. It was a 2-floor rental building. I could vaguely see fire from the windows with one apartment in the middle of the 2nd floor. Something wasn't right. Anyone home? I knocked on the door. There was no response. I knocked even harder and yelled some more, but still nothing. Lieutenant Kim stopped me and said we should just wait for the apartment manager to open the door for us. The whole apartment had been engulfed in fire. When the manager turned a key and touched the doorknob, suddenly jumped back like he'd been shocked. I stepped ahead and grabbed the doorknob. It felt like smouldering iron burning in my palm. I bit my own lips to stop myself from screaming. As soon as I forced the door open, flames leapt out of the apartment along with a wave of heat. I could almost smell my hair getting burned. Lieutenant Kim and I had taken a few steps back. If the tips had been true, there might still be people inside. I took a step towards the door, but Lieutenant Kim grabbed me. Are you crazy? Look at the fire. You'll be burnt to ashes. We've been here for over 20 minutes. Whoever might still be in there is already dead. He made a good point. He waited until a firefighters put the fire out before he finally went into the apartment. Everything inside had been scorched. All the furniture had been incinerated. We found 2 bodies that were completely unrecognisable due to fire. One in the bathroom, the other in the living room. We had to send them back for autopsies. We didn't learn the identities of the bodies until the next day. I could not have imagined that they were Officer Min Jun and Lieutenant Kang. I should have charged inside. I could have saved them. Ooh, that's interesting. So, we got opening the closet. Doors kicked open. 2 steps back and sprinted forward. Well, you're going to keep the door open and burst through the window. Let's try that. I smashed the window of a bathroom. The shattered glass fell on an unconscious man. I turned him over. It was Lieutenant Kang. It was burning inferno outside the bathroom. Smoke was coming in from underneath the door. The temperature had also risen to a significant degree. However, thanks to the officers from Unit 3 who had broken in from the main entrance, I managed to carry Lieutenant Kang out of the fire. It was then brought to a hospital in an ambulance. Fortunately, Lieutenant Kang was mostly okay. The doctor said he'd only had some serious alcohol poisoning. The shocking piece of news came out when Officer Min Jun's body had been found in a burning apartment. The cause of death was determined to be from a loss of blood and caused by a gunshot wound. Since the apartment had been on fire as it was Lieutenant Kang's home, he had become a key suspect. Damn it. How did everything turn out like this? If I'd have been more careful, maybe I could find some useful clues. The body was just rolled out of a closet with my target, a president of Shenglong Corp, Liang Shilong. Someone got him before I could. What I couldn't understand though was why his bomb was tied to his body. The kind of bomb would detonate upon disturbance, or when time ran out. It was much more powerful than one I had made. But it hesitated too long. The bomb had erupted into a glorious monster of fiery blossoms. Swallowed everything in sight, including the room and me. Okay, so that was bad. There's a lot of bad endings on these. Well, you need to jump out. I'm not going to open the closet. I recognised a man lying on the floor. Officer Min Jun's eyes were wide open. There was a dark brown stain near his chest and his dark coloured shirt. The blood had already dried. Judging from our blood and shape of it, it must be a gunshot wound. The fire was getting worse in the living room. I covered my nose while looking around. I could barely see anything anymore. Flames were now licking my clothes and off of Mr. Min Jun's body. I could just leave him here, carry his body out of the fire and hand it over to Lieutenant Kim, who was waiting at the door. The fire had become too big for us to go back inside. We had to wait for reinforcements from the firefighters. Waited until the firefighters put out the fire before we entered the apartment again. We found another completely immolated body in the bathroom. Next day, while still lamenting Officer Min Jun's death, I heard another piece of shocking news. The second body was Lieutenant Kang. I held onto the rope with my right hand and descended all the way to the ground from the outside. A couple of people see me while I was dropping down. My attention was soon pulled away by the explosion. My target, the president, had not been in the room. However, it was only part of a mission. I had an even more important task, which was to find a black metal box. Unfortunately, I couldn't find the box either. I spent a long time searching for it. He must have hidden it somewhere that wasn't in plain sight. I could have more time if I weren't for a bomb when I'd been placed in a closet by someone. I had busted through the window as soon as I heard the ticking sound. It was already too late. I couldn't feel anything in my left hand. I looked down to where it used to be. Okay. This is toughy. So I need to be looking for a box here. If I keep the door open, after I jump through a window, how does that work? Bad. Okay, let's see this one. I never expected I would just recognise the body that rolled out of the closet. It was Officer Min Jun. If I was getting worse, it was because I inhaled too much smoke or temperature had got too high. When I was in too much shock, I found myself unable to think anymore. I can remember Lieutenant Kang was in the bathroom. I saw him after I had climbed through a broken window. I had to save him. I ran towards the bathroom. Right then, I heard a crisp crackling sound of something collapsing. A cabinet over 2 meters tall fell down in front of a bathroom door. Blocked my way right before my eyes. My ears crumbled. I knelt before the cabinet. I was unable to breathe from the heavy smoke and I slowly collapsed. I began to lose consciousness. The guards who broke into the office caught me inside. I jumped behind the couch using it as cover. I had hidden 4 guns and hundreds of bullets in my janitor's uniform. I was going to claim my victory. Pulled out the first gun and aimed at a big man standing at the door. But then, the closet in the corner of the office suddenly exploded. The flames that erupted from it engulfed everyone in the room. Let's try that. There's nothing on her side now. The officer from Unit 3 broke into the apartment and found Officer Min Jun. He also found me unconscious and apparently passed out in my bathroom door after inhaling too much smoke. We were rescued from a fire. When I finally woke up at a safe location, the first thing I did was tell the people around me that Lieutenant Kang was still behind the jammed bathroom door. I was passed out inside. But it was already too late. The time we were fired and we put out a while and we had found a burnt body in the bathroom. My target at present had not been in the room. However, it was only part of the mission. The even more important task was to find a black metal box. I couldn't find the box either. I spent a long time searching for it. Had more time. Okay, bad end again. I'm getting loads of bad ends. Okay. What if there's fire over here? I'll set fires for building. I smashed the window of the bathroom. To my surprise, I found Kang passed on the bathroom floor. Even more surprisingly, when I carried Lieutenant Kang to the living room, his foot accidentally bumped the doors of the closet which was kicked open. When a body rolled out from inside, I recognised the body. It was Officer Min Jun. It had only been a few days since we last saw each other. Never would I ever imagined we would be seeing him again like this. Couldn't think anymore. Had to leave Officer Min Jun to Lieutenant Kim at the scene. I drove Kang to a hospital myself as fast as I could. Fortunately, Kang was mostly okay. The doctor said he'd only had some serious alcohol poisoning. However, this was only the beginning. Next day I went to visit the Lieutenant who was still in a coma, but a bunch of men from Unit 3 kicked me out again once. I had reason to believe that the Lieutenant might be heavily involved with Min Jun's murder. From now on, we were putting him under 24-hour surveillance. I had time to check on Method of Min Jun as I had to rush Lieutenant Kang to a hospital. The autopsy being concluded and the entire investigation process was under complete supervision of Unit 3. It'd be too late to look for more clues. My target was supposed to be in the office. Besides killing him, a more important task. I got lucky. I accidentally found a middle box that Ray had asked me to find when I dropped down to the floor to get away from the smoke. It had been glued to the bottom of a couch. To leave the office, I ducked into the security stairwell again. There was nobody in it. I was wearing a janitor's uniform and calmly started walking down from the 33rd floor. I got down to the 5th floor. 4 security guards, followed by someone in a doctor's coat, walked past me and climbed up the stairs. The person in the coat looked a little familiar, so I turned my head to take another glance at him. When I realised he was looking at me too. Then I remembered. He was a doctor summoned to check up on me at Monijia's mansion. Monijia's entire household had been wiped out, and everyone in the underground world knew the Black Dragon gang had done it. yet no one dared say a word about it. After all, Monagio was merely a money man who had no connections to support. Nobody knew there had been any survivors from the unfortunate accident. But if anyone were to survive, that person must be deeply involved with the Black Dragon gang. If the doctor had recognised me and told anyone about my presence, Shenlong Core would be able to connect the gang to their boss's death. Ray would be in serious trouble. We were greeted by further away of each other. Once upon a time, this uneasy feeling kept dripping in my heart like a leaking water tap, one drop at a time. Made my mind just pull way out to disappear, the corner of the stairs. My dagger cut through the air like a silver lightning bolt. I went through the doctor's throat. The next second, 4 bullets left the silence of my gun, took out the others in the stairwell. I gave a doctor who had saved my life one last look. He was lying on the stairs, with his left hand over his chest. I never learned what his name was, and I would never have a chance to ask him. I closed my eyes, shook my head, and turned around. It was too late when I suddenly realised something had just touched my back. A cold, familiar yet strange sensation kept pushing forward from my skin. The gaps in between my back ribs, through my heart, finally through the gaps between my front ribs and my skin in front. My dagger had missed the artery by just a little. The tiny bit of mercy that remained in my heart had turned out to be my fatal mistake. I watched as the box dropped from my arm and fell down the stairs, clanging the whole way down. I reached out, attempting to catch it, but I couldn't. Okay, we've got rank Bs now. This one. Recognise the man. Minjun's eyes were wide open. Before checking any further. Okay. Strange, I was the one who received a tip in the first place, but seeing as somehow been overrun by Unit 3. Soon the CSI would arrive too. Still couldn't quite accept Officer Minjun's death, as the guys from Unit 3 wouldn't let me near the body, and no choice but to wander around the living room. And I walked past a dress in the living room and noticed a knocked over picture frame. Flipped it over. It was a photo of Lieutenant Kang with a woman in her 30s. Hey you! Don't touch anything! Yes, you! The men from Unit 3 kicked me out of the apartment. I had to stand by the door and watch them carry Officer Minjun's body away in a body bag. And more bizarrely, they'd found Lieutenant Kang passed out in the bathroom due to apparent alcohol poisoning. And we found out later they'd placed him in Lieutenant Kang's apartment. I held onto a rope with my right hand and descended all the way to a ground floor from the building outside. I was also carrying a black metal box on my left arm. I had accidentally found the box when I dropped down to the floor to get away from the heavy smoke. It had been glued to the bottom of a couch, although Liang Shilong was nowhere to be found. Ray had instructed me that a metal box was my top priority. The guards broke into the office just after I'd escaped through a window. I could hear them directing their whole team to go after me. It was already too late. I started my motorcycle and went into full throttle. Minutes later, I'd arrived at a back alley behind Melody Hall. Ray opened the box in front of me. Inside the box were 2 cubes the size of a palm, with different markings on them. Ray gave me a reward after he made sure the items were intact. After that day, I had a dragon tattoo put on my stomach. Ray said I'd earned that mark, as evidence I'd truly become his. Interesting, so you're now rank S? I recognise a man lying on the floor. Yep. I'm not going to read this again, you've heard me read this a few times already. Left around the living room. A lot of empty beer bottles are scattered on the floor, most of which were empty. Some were not empty though, the beer had spilled all over the place. There's a lot of burning candles on the floor too. Lieutenant Kang's passed out over here. Heard Kim's voice come from the bathroom. Kang? Why was he here too? Got back and walked to the bathroom, and walked past the dresser in the living room and noticed a knocked over picture frame. I flipped it over, it was a photo of Kang with a woman in her 30s. Kang looked much younger in the photo, even seemed a little shy. Both of them were in uniform with their guns holstered. I couldn't look away from a woman in the photo for a long time. When I finally remembered, she was the previous lieutenant of Unit 2, Yigo Sok, a legendary figure of the Busan Police Precinct. She was a beautiful woman, but more importantly, she was considered to be better than any male officers on the force. She was famous for being incredibly courageous and decisive. She was the idol of almost every young police officer. Even during my days in the academy, lots of my classmates had her photos in their private collections. Photo had been obviously taken before she had been killed in the line of duty. Kang looked like he'd just joined the police too. Perhaps a fan of hers too, there was nothing strange about that. So this might be Lieutenant Kang's home. Why would Minjun's body be here then? So remember that the anonymous tip was starting to get more and more suspicious. Minjun had been shot. He was still in his undercover outfit, which I'd seen a few times. Went back to checking his body, there was nothing else in his pockets, but I did notice a keychain attached to his waist. Lieutenant Kim walking over from the bathroom. Must be wondering why I haven't responded yet. Quick took the keychain and hid it. Please, Buddha, please bless me. Bless me so much I can find the truth and avenge Officer Minjun. Finally, we got 6. We don't want Unit 3 backing in through the door there, and the guys already banged through the door there, so it doesn't matter. How did it end up like this? How could Officer Minjun be dead? Carlos, will I ever see you again? Stop! Stop! Oh, it was just a nightmare. No, it was more than that. Everything has already happened in reality. But I've tried everything I could. I thought it was raining, however, everything outside looks exactly the same as when I first woke up after losing my memories. The sky is still red. Snow keeps falling down. Even the snow looks red, perhaps because of the light. There doesn't seem to be anyone in the buildings on either side of the street. And there aren't any people on the street. There aren't any animals either. No small birds or little dogs. Nothing. There aren't even any trees or grass. The rain only appears in my dreams. It never stops snowing outside the window. Is that what God's world looks like? I wonder what the human's world looks like right now. Yo, you're up early. What time is it now? 4 o'clock in the morning. It's only 4. Everything seems to change outside the window. I can't see whether it's morning or not. The human's world is a day and night, right? Why don't we have that? That's because we live in a different world. Willie, I want to go take a walk outside. I'm afraid you can't do that. Why not? To us, there is no outside. Everything you see from window is just an illusion. This house is all there is to our world. Are you telling me that everything I see outside the window is fake? That's correct. Everything outside is fake. Even the house that we're living right now doesn't really exist. All this is built by our combined imagination. Our world and the human's world has no intersections at all. Not in time, nor in space. Well, could we go to their world at all? By teleportation, for example, like you did earlier. Or maybe there's a door of some kind that could open to any of the places you want to go. Why do you want to go to their world so much? I haven't been feeling too well recently. This job, it's not like what I first imagined it would be. Thought I could give everyone a perfect happy ending. But tragedies keep happening, one after another. I don't know what I've done wrong. Do I not understand them well enough because I'm not human? Or is it because I'm not familiar enough with their world, so I can't understand the consequences of my decisions? So you want to go there and witness their lives for yourself? Yes. Unfortunately, we were unable to go to their world. Besides, we don't really need to. We are gods. All we need to do is fulfill a human's wishes. It's not our duty to create a wonderful world based on our judgment. You have too much kindness in you, and that is why you are overthinking it. No matter what decisions you make, we humans would accept them. Simply because they don't have any other options. But we're gods! How can we be so careless about their sincere wishes? Humans never truly understand what they want, ever. They get themselves into trouble, they're too afraid to take responsibility for actions and choices. That's why we always hope that gods fix everything for them. God will help me. God will bless me. They're nothing but a bunch of cowards and losers. As long as we help them resolve their immediate dilemmas, then we have done our job. As for the other problems that lie in their future, those have nothing to do with us. The bottom line is this. Even if we don't help them at all, they have no right to complain. After all, we are gods, and they are just merely humans. Therefore, no matter what you do, you're always right. You will never be wrong. But I understand it might be a little difficult for you to accept this right now. You should just go take a nap and get some rest. We've talked enough today. I'll go make us some breakfast. Was I really overthinking things? Well, maybe I have to do it myself. Well, that was an interesting diversion. I think we'll carry this on tomorrow, shall we? Next episode on Wednesday. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a wonderful day, and bye-bye.
싶었어